Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bill with Severe Radar Watchers. We are going live on the Derecho that is starting to form in North Dakota, heading into Minnesota later this afternoon, this evening, and also possibility of going into some of Wisconsin. Right now, you're looking at we'll look at the WSB3, current view of it, of the radar that's going through. We have several severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. That is current. So, like I said, my name is Bill. I'm with Severe Radar Watchers group. And thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel tonight, this evening. Looking at it here, we're looking at the radar site KMBX out of Grand Forks. I mean, not Grand Forks, but just south of the Grand Forks area. As you see, we have a large squall line that's starting to form right here, heading into Cookston. There's several severe thunderstorm warnings in effect at this moment. There is a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So we're going to keep a check on this. Earlier, there was 70-mile-per-hour wind gust involved in this. This is moving about 40 to 45 miles per hour at the current rate motion. So we're going to keep up with this and keep going on it. So, but like I said, we are going to watch it. There is has been a moderate risk out today. It was put out early this morning. The first day one outlook for today. High risk for 45% for winds in this associated with this system. As you see right now, we have a little, let me get my drawing pin out here. We got just a little small outflow boundary ahead of this. There's what we call an outflow boundary, a gust front, some people call them. That is, just went through Cooperstown just now. So, like I said, we're going to keep our eye on this. We're going to watch it for a little while, see what happens. Get rid of that now. Like I said, this is what the SBC put out earlier today. The red is a level 4 risk. You see the level 3 back here. This is a level 4 moderate risk, as they call it. So Fargo is in this. Cross Lake, Moose Lake, Minnesota, Grand Rapids, Minnesota is also. Fergus Falls, Oxford Lakes. This is currently moving into the Minnesota area. It's in Grand Forks, North Dakota at this moment. Let's see if we pull up some gusts. Hey Aiden, hey Connie. Let's see if we pull up some gust potential winds on this at the moment. See what kind of gusts we're looking at. What causes these kind of giant storms? You got a cold front or a warm front that's pushing these storms. And involved in that front, you got all the convergence and everything that gets together. And as it's just it's pushing over the warm air, and it just makes it bow out. And that bow is what makes it call them a derecho. If they go over 200 miles, cause extensive wind damage, it's called a derecho. So officially, this is just a QLCS, with a quasi-linear convective system. Basically, a large squall line at the moment. When it gets to a certain length, that's when it was called a derecho. Right now, it's just a QLCS. Like I said, we're going to look at some of these wind speeds: 56, 60 mile per hour, 62 mile per hour wind gust right now. In there, we got 66. There's a 70 mile per hour wind gust currently. But the head of the storm, you see right here, like I said a while ago about the gust front outflow boundary, it's only got 15 mile per hour winds in it. So but it's the front that hits before the main storm does. And the reason they got here up to 70 mile per hour winds in this area because there could be some isolated wind gusts up to 70 mile per hour. Just because we're not picking them up on radar right now at 50 and 60 mile per hour, there could be isolated gusts up to 70 with the main system. So that's why they put that in there. We'll look at some base velocity. This right here is the main part of the storm, of the winds that's going through at the moment. This is your storm relative velocity. Storm relative knocks out a lot of other artifact that base velocity has, and it's more of an accurate look at the velocity scans of the storms. You see how the gust front is getting a little bit stronger now. It's down here near Hillsborough, Hope, done past through Cooperstown. We do have keep an eye on this severe thunderstorm warning right here because it does have tornado possible on it. So we're going to watch this pretty close. So, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on this system as it's coming through. Um, I was watching a camera earlier and it was showing an awesome view of a um, wall cloud coming through the Grand Forks area. So, like I said, we're going to keep an eye on this as it's moving through. Let me type something real quick. But how is everyone doing today? I can see chat, so if y'all want to ask me any questions real quick, um, I can try to type really fast and it's not doing well. Hoping that sends properly. Let's see who it is. Yeah. All right. Good deal. It worked. Okay. All right. Like I said, I want to watch this real quick. keep up with it. Hey, keep your eye on the South Dakota North Central for possible street convection in the system. Next 30 minutes to hour. What does derecho mean? Derecho is basically a multi-convection system, or QLCS, that stretches over 200, at least 200 miles, and and it usually causes lots of wind damage. Right now, what we're looking at is a QLCS. It was a quasi-linear convective system, basically a large squall line. So with this going on, as it reaches the 200-mile mark and it's caused extensive wind damage, then they'll classify it as a derecho. I'm going to look at some velocities on this severe thunderstorm warning right here near Warwick. We have a TVS, which is tornado vortex signature, with a low level delta velocity of 36 knots, maximum delta velocity of 101 knots. Base height is 5.3 thousand feet. Depth is less than 26,000 feet on this TVS marker. So let's get some velocity on this. Don't really see anything right there much. Let's get the base velocity. Now let's do some storm relative. All right, hold on. I called it mid-scan. That happens a lot when you catch it mid-scan. Um, so it still won't do. Still catch it mid-scan on this thing. But there's 2-inch hail possible in this storm. There you go. Thank you, JD. All right, I'm gonna go to GR2 real quick. Pull up this. Let me swap over GR2. There you go. Should be swapping anytime now. I gotta make sure that music cut off. Yeah, music is cut off. Oh, okay. Get the storm track on this. It's 250.27. 250 is the direction. 27 moving at 27 knots. So it's moving about 33 knots. Just a 3D of it. Let's look at the hail core. Currently look at the hail core on this side of this. Not that big of a hail core as we normally see on some of these, but there is a lot of hail falling here, possibly up to 2-inch hail per radar. Go look at rotation. There is some rotation in this. You may not be getting enough of the it's a weather term. That's probably why you haven't heard of it. It's a weather term. Um, there is some rotation here. We're going to watch. This is where that TVS was being shown. It was shown on WSV3. Different radar software shows different things. Um, I like GR2 for the 3D. Said I've used. I think this works. Let's see if Nightbot's awake yet. We need them on command, our own commands. If it works, it'll come up in a minute. That'll give you a list of the radar system I use. There we go. On which one it was. We use WSV3, GR level 2, GR level 3, And I also have radar scope and radar omega that's available to us in GR Earth. But mainly what we use on our live streams is GR Level 2 Analyst and WSV3. Both are great software, weather softwares. All right. And you can see here, looking at this, there's your gust front. Like I said, it was going through Cooperstown and Hillsboro. At the moment, you see how it's in front of the system. Let me change the color table here. It's a little bit better of a color table. So near to the rotation is tightening. Which storm is that? Oh, never mind. That's the one I was on. Let's do a 2 panel here. I got it. I'm right here on it. It's in this where the severe warning. Yes, it is. Where JCN is talking about is right here. It's where we had that tornado possible already. It's where he's talking about that right now, right here at Tolna. That's when we were watching already. Let's go to 4 panel. Well, let's change this to storm relative velocity real quick. We're on tilt 2. Storm relative velocity. This is what tilt 1 looks like. See, it's a lower level, how low it is right there on tilt 1. A little more impressive in tilt 3. Tilt 4, not really. I stay in tilt 2 90% of the time because it's easier to go down from tilt 2 to tilt 1. But in tilt 1, we're looking at right here, it is picking up more on storm relative velocity. And, well, it went away right then. So it backed away on this one in tilt 1. And there's different tilts and storms. What is it's a relation to height of each of the storm from the radar site. So that's what a tilt, I'm saying tilt is. That's the explanation of a tilt. And let's see what the DBZ is. Let's see. 65 DBZ right now where this 2-inch hail is being reported. I'll pull that up right there at Tolna. Click the right thing. Yeah, the hail is actually picked up. It's more impressive now than it was our previous scan. So it's getting more of an updraft. And with the updraft, what it's doing is picking the hail up. Yes. Yes, it does, Aiden. It's getting an updraft. And what it's doing is picking the hail up, tossing it more in the atmosphere. And with it being tossed in more of the atmosphere, it's refreezing. It's freezing and refreezing. And then it gets heavy enough, it drops. And that's why it got up to a point, it's about 2 inches, it drops. Now, this is estimated hail size of 2 inches. I can look at possibility of severe hail real quick. Give me a second, I'll do that. And then MEHS was mean estimated health. DBZ is what the rating of the storm means, how strong that area of the storm is, basically in layman terms. I'm gonna change this to MEHS. And right now, mean estimated hail size is 2.33 inches right there. So 2.25 to 2.33 inches of hail. Let's see what POS says. POSH says. Possibility of severe hail. There's just possibility of severe hail at this moment in this storm. And this right in here is 100%. In this white area, that's 100% possibility of severe hail falling at this time. So, all right, let's go back to storm relative velocity. See what our storm's doing. It's gotten broad again, but it's still tornado possible is what it's saying on WSV3. And they just issued appears to be another watch. A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for um, portions of northern and central Minnesota, southeastern North Dakota, northern South Dakota, affected Friday afternoon and Saturday morning until 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time. This is a PDS situation. All right, what PDS means, this is a particularly dangerous situation thunderstorm watch. Primary threats include widespread damaging winds. I'm going to swap on WSB3 to show you what I'm talking about. All right. Widespread damaging winds expected with scattered significant gusts up to 90 miles per hour likely. Scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to 2.5 inches in diameter possible. A couple tornadoes are possible. Um, Here's a summary written by the SPC. An intense linear type complex of storms is expected to evolve into a derecho this evening and produce widespread significant damaging winds as it accelerates east and southeastward across the region. Isolated large hail is possible. A tornado or two possible, and a tornado risk cannot be ruled out, particularly near the warm front. The severe thunderstorm watch area is approximately okay. Don't need to worry about the what the statute miles is. But if we look at it, this is the PDS watch at this moment. So we have a PDS severe thunderstorm watch, which is a particularly dangerous situation at hand today with this. So, so we're definitely going to be watching this. Um, I haven't seen many of these happen, but they do. These PDS watches. Um, when you see these, they mean business or these. So that's why it's flashing. If you see it flashing on my screen, that's the reason why. Because this is a particular dangerous situation on this. So, all right, there we go. All right. So this is a very bad KBS has rotation just south of Tona. Okay. It would probably be better to use KMVX on this one because it's closer to it. KBIS is actually too far away. Hey, Sneaky. So we're going to use KMVX because if you use a radar site that's too far away, you get don't get a good reading on it because it's so far away. So we're using KMVX at this moment, and I'll look at base velocity modes real quick. Yeah, I can see it around peaking at this moment in this area where this TBS is. Low level delta velocity is 44 knots. Maximum delta velocity is 73 knots. Base height is 6.2 thousand feet. Depth is 22,000 feet. Let's go to storm relative. So we're watching it right now, storm relative. So, all right. I did. I saw it. I think I still got it up. I don't know. No, I let go of it. I got rid of it. I had it. It looked awesome, but I closed it out earlier of the wall cloud that went through there. Um, I can't do this though. Um, I can see if I can pull it back up. I don't know. I can try. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, not right there. I want to show y'all something real quick. I'm trying to get it set up where I can show you. We'll watch it for a few minutes as it went through. Pause it. All right. Everybody here? Everybody want to watch something real quick? All right. Well, I got this. I'm watching. Don't worry. I'm still watching these storms that are coming through the area. I'm not going to leave these storms, but I want to show y'all something real quick on UND webcam. Be advised, these can be used. I've already talked to the UND um, meteorology school and everything, and I have got approval to use this cam. Um, it's okay to use. I sent them. Said I emailed them. Had great conversation with them through an email. So I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. See if it pulls up. Yes, sir. They can be very dangerous because they can spin up a tornado all of a sudden. They get that inflow, and then next thing you know, there's a spin up. I'm gonna play this for a minute. Like I said, this is UND Department of Atmospheric Science Skycam. They're in Grand Forks. Look at this wall cloud as it's coming through. This shelf cloud as it's coming through the area. I want to show y'all how it does. Look at the shelf cloud, how it is. Now, if you watch down here in this part of the screen, you'll see the wind pick up for a second. I know I may have went too far on it. I'm not gonna bore y'all with this. So, I mean, this was an awesome view on this camera. Um, just look at that, how it's coming in. Um, there we go. You can see the wind coming through here right now. Back up by 2 seconds. I may have backed up too far. Watch as it rolls through. Like I said, I'm still watching radar. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave the radar. Um, like I said, it was impressive coming through there at that time and keeping it going. Um, so, all right. Okay, we're going to go back to radars. Let me go back to WSP3. Um, and we'll look at it a little bit longer in a minute when it comes up. All right. Set that WS to, all right, here we are. All right, we're back to the radars. So, like I said, we're just okay. I said there's several severe thunderstorm warnings. They're all saying these are all saying 1 inch hail with 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible. I'm still watching this one right here that says tornado possible. I want to keep an eye on it. Um, it still has 2.25 inch size hail. I am using KMVX radar sites where I'm using is the closest one to this area. Um, so it's the so that's what we're watching right now. Like I said, this very rarely do you see a PDS thunderstorm watch come out. They only use them when they're it's getting going to be bad in terms. So that's why on here is flashing red with a red flashing kind of brings out your attention, let you know, hey, this is dangerous. So, but okay, insane shot just told me the tornado threat is a moderate. Um, did that come off the? Is that off the SPC? Which part of it? Okay, okay. So I was trying to find it. Is it on the meso discussion they sent out? Current watches. Okay, all right. There we go. Yeah, I see what he said. Um, insane shot. Hey Bella, insane shots in my ear right now, telling me something. I wanted to find the information that way I can report it to everybody. Um, right now, the hazards. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. That way you know it. Um, got so much open here. I got to close down. What he's telling me is, if you the likelihood was of tornadoes is moderate. EF2 tornadoes is low. Severe wind is high. Wind 65 knots and up is high. Severe hail is moderate. 2-inch hail or greater is moderate. So that's what they put in this PDS tornado watch. It's from was issued at 5:35 p.m. until 1 a.m. But this is where he was telling me where it was at. A likelihood 40% probability, less about 20% for EF2 or greater, 95% on severe wind, 80% probability on severe wind gust 65 knots or more, severe hail 40%, hail above 2 inches 30% probability. So that's what we're looking at on this at the moment. And we'll go back to WSV3. So, like I said, this is it's going to be a long night, a long, dangerous night for these people up here. Um, you see the gust front, how it's pushed through. It's going almost into Ada right now. We'll get some tracks on this. It's going to be in Ada around 6:16. Mohammed around 725, 625, Twin Valley at 630, Harwood 635, Fargo around 645, Dilworth around 647, Moorhead around 647, Glendon around 649, Hawley around 654, and Lake Park around 659. Um, so this is definitely got, you can see the bow right here, how it's bowing. And I do have it ready to pull up some radios, public safety dispatch if we need to. So I'm watching, we need to pull up any of that. I can pull that up also. So I'm not being silent. I'm just sitting here looking around at, trying to look at things. We still got this TBS marker right here. It's now a 6 with this tornado possible. You got a meso detection, strength of 6. Low level rotation is 20,000 knots. Base height is 4,000 feet. Depth 39,000 feet. The TBS marker. Um, TBS on here is low level delta velocity of 60 knots. Maximum delta velocity is 60 knots. Base height is less than 5.3 thousand feet. Depth is 25,000 feet. And there's 1 inch hail probability at this time. 1.75 inch hail is being picked up by radar. Get up here near Michigan, less than a ½ inch is being picked up. Let's look at some velocity. Some relative. There's a rotation it's seeing right now. See where the meso detection is? There's where it's trying to rotate. Yes. So, so at McBeal, they're still getting some rotation in this storm up here. Um, we're it, but let me go back to reflectivity. Like I said, we're a lot of damaging winds is occurring. Let's look at the Gust downdraft gust potential. I'll get right in a minute in these storms. See a lot of 50 mile per hour at this moment. 58 mile per hour winds right there. 61, 60 mile per hour right here. Got a lot of bunch 60 mile an hour winds in this. 64, 65, almost 65 mile per hour winds in this system right here where that tornado possible is happening. There's right back here in this severe thunderstorm warning, we got 68 mile per hour winds occurring in this system. So, and they got 60 mile per hour. They need to up this to 70, which they may in the morning. But right now it's 68 mile per hour, 67, 68 mile per hour winds in this system around New Rockford and Warwick. So we're picking up 60 and 70 mile, high 60s. Go back to reflectivity. Let's see this pull up right here. See what the echo tops are like. This is the top of the storms. See, we got some that are 50,000 feet, 45, mainly 40 to 50,000 feet echo tops in this system. Same back here. That just means there's a lot of updraft potential in these. It's got the room to grow, basically. We should see this on 3D on GR2. I can pull up and we can see how tall these storms are. Let me swap over to GR2. We'll get a 3D look at this. Especially back here, McVille, 26125. It's moving about 30 miles, about 30 mile per hour right now. This system is right here. Change. There we go. And you see here, looking at it, the top line is probably about 55,000 feet. So you see there is spots that is going over the 50,000 feet, 50,000 foot mark on 3D. And there's some overshooting echo tops right here. See how it goes up? That's what we call an overshooting echo top in this system. And I don't like this right here. Looking at 3D, pointing down. I don't know where I pulled that, where that came from. Let's try this. Look, see if I got it. It's in the back part of the system. I'm trying to be right in there. I'm trying to grab it. It's hard to grab this one area I'm looking at right now. Because it had something going down. May have had. Right here's the system I was looking at. It's going through Peak, going through McVille, Pekin, this southwest, southeast of Pekin. This is what I was looking at. Is East Minnesota getting it? At this time, yes, it's in eastern Minnesota at this time. Um, Ada, Mohammed, Bagley, Bemidji, um, take cover. It's heading that way. It's already moved through Thief River Falls, um, Crookston. So if you know anybody in the path of this area right here, it's going through right now. Like I said, it hasn't got to Fargo yet, but it's done moved through Grand Forks. Um, and it's in McIntosh, the main Foston, Lingby. What area are you at? Is Flores, Zamita? And I'll zoom in to where you're at. All right. I'm swapping the radar scope real quick. I'm going to show you this gust front as it's moving through. Give it a second. There we go. Look at this. Huh? Yeah. I don't know if it's going to go through that area of Newton, Iowa or not. Um, I don't have any cool pictures of it yet. I haven't looked at Twitter to see if I've got anything on our Twitter page. Have any cool pictures yet? I know there's probably some. I did see a cool wall double stacked shelf plow come through the Grand Forks area on the webcam earlier, but I hadn't seen any other pictures. We had, and Sam was just telling me to remind everybody that with this small gust front, it cannot power out. It can do some damaging winds of its own as far, so need to watch out for it. That's like the precursor to the big one, basically what I call a gust front. like this. So if you're in Valley City, Fargo, or James Valley City and Fargo, we're looking at here. Be prepared. You might get some power outages. Your lights may flicker, but it is heading that way. It's heading to the southeast. So let's go for 2 now. See, it's in Arthur right now. And you see, this is the wind from the gust front. This is straight line. A lot of this is straight line winds. If it ever gets any inflow, that's where we will get the spin up. Because it right now is probably outflow dominant. And then as it gets any inflow, it will it'll start spinning. Let's look at storm relative velocity over here. See, storm relative takes out a lot of this. I'll just make sure our thing worked. And see, they put the severe thunderstorm warnings ahead of the actual system, so people get prepared. We'll go back to WSP3. I sent you back to WSP3, but I got to get myself back on there. We still got this one that says tornado possible up here because it still has a lot of rotation with it. If you don't know where the SPC is saying, this is the area where they had the moderate risk. It is now entered into the moderate risk area. So the system has entered the moderate risk area, and you want to know what's pushing it. We'll show you real quick. Basically, this cold front back here is pushing it through. Look at my low pressure. There's a low pressure up here in Canada. It's moving south, and that's what's pushing this down through there. And yeah, with this war front moving this direction, cold front moving this direction, is cold front's pushing the warm front, and that's coming down from Canada. That low pressure is, and that's what's pushing this system to the southeast at the moment. All right, I'll take the SPC off, but I just want to show you right where it is now entering into the moderate risk area. Like I said, the Storm Prediction Center put this out. They were talking about it on Twitter on Wednesday, I think it was. And then they were already talking about it, alerting people that to keep in mind that this system could be bad. And so, and it has turned out that way. I'll turn on local storm reports real quick. Um, yeah, I got some tropical thunderstorm wind gust here. Um, some damage reports coming in. Around Thief River Falls, north Minnesota, they got some wind damage. That's what we're looking at now, reported by the public. 73-mile-per-hour wind gusts reported by the fire department in Holt, Minnesota. 56-mile-per-hour wind gust. So 50 and 60 and some 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are occurring, and some wind damage also. Yeah. Now, Highway 2, there was 100-mile-an-hour wind gusts that was reported earlier today with this system. I'll turn those off because it kind of clutters up the radar real quick. But like I said, the main part is this right here. And I've got it in motion right now. You can see it as it's pushing through. And as this updates, as the radar updates, it keeps moving. It keeps going further. Um, and, so it takes me a minute to do something. If you join the group, it might take one of us a minute to let you in. But we are watching everything. But it keeps updating. So and see, they issued a severe thunderstorm warning before it gets there. And the thing is, they're already anticipating it to be bad. They canceled this severe thunderstorm warning to put it onto that one. And I'm still watching on GR2 at the moment. If there's any changes, but I don't see anything. I don't see any TVS markers or anything at the moment on this radar site. Um, so I'm keeping a check on multiple radars because sometimes they got different algorithms, so they throw up different things. So we'll just have to watch those. So, but if you got a Facebook or Twitter, feel free to share our stream. KMVX has a TVS. We're at JCN. Which part of, because it's not showing up on WSB3 is the reason I'm asking. Is it to the west of what I'm looking at, or is it Linfield? Got it. Got it right here. All right, we got TBS right here near Glenfield. You got caught up all this. Low level delta velocity is 34 knots. Maximum delta velocity is 92 knots. Base height is 5.2 thousand feet. Depth is less than 25,000 feet. Um, so we'll swap over to GR2 real quick to pull this up. Get a 3D view of it. Get 31312. These storms are moving pretty slow. This is actually moving at about 15 miles per hour. There's your TV. There's your rotation at this moment. Uh, there's your over. There's your 3D view of it. This is a massive area of rotation right now in this. So it's all rotating basically. It's just a large. The main bit right here, you see the main area of rotation is in this area. This is looking from the west to the east of the system. So we're looking on that. There's the TVS marker. It's popped up. That's what we're looking at right now. Is this area right here? Let me see if I don't see any. I don't see much inflow at the moment on it, but it may be getting enough to start a rotation in this area. Hey, David. Base velocity all over the place. Storm relative spectrum. Right there is your base velocity on this. So you see the high winds right there. That's the 98 mile per hour, 98 knots right there. So this is where the major rotation is occurring at this moment in this storm. Let's look at. Let me change tilts. The blue we were seeing, this is tilt 3 at the moment. Threshold dropped down to meso detection. It was a TBS, now it's a meso detection. Um, mm-mm. It's getting a little bit of rotation, then it's dying. It's just that the outflow is so dominant in a derecho. Um, that it doesn't can't get the spin. The outflow winds is just pushing it through. Town called McCluskey, KBS, McCluskey. Okay, I see McCluskey. Let me see what KBS has got. Yeah, there's a special weather statement down here for this area. I see McCluskey, a lot of hail. Look at this Garfield. This is the Glenfield storm we was watching earlier. One button. There's the hail core in it using the KBIS radar site. And you see how the rotation earlier looking at KMBX, see how it's not as predominant right here because how much further you are away from that radar site. Let's look at McCluskey. Pull up a 3D view of this. There's some pockets of hail, but not much. There's some rotation right here showing in there in that system at this moment. Definitely something to keep an eye on watching this system, especially if it ever slows down enough that it lets it get some sort of inflow. If there's ever any inflow in this system, then it's going to start spinning. We got so definitely need to keep an eye on it because there's ever any inflow, it's going to start spinning for us. And I don't like it to spin, but there's nothing we can do but report on it and keep people safe. So I'll see if I see any pictures on it real quick. If there's anything out there. Um, Let me look through Twitter real quick. So, like I said, I'm looking for anything that might be possible on here. I know there's a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Um, um, let's see here. Down here, they're saying this area where this convection outflow boundaries meeting up could get interesting. So that's where we need to keep a kind of close eye on where this is coming across here, this outflow boundary and the convection could get interesting right here. Go back to Bismarck. Look at this system. Still getting 2-inch hail being reported right here. 2.5-inch hail almost. Um, this system is finally went severe warned. Um, so let's look at this 2-inch hail right here in 3D real quick. Home button. Or you see the purple indicates higher DBZ. Um, I'm gonna stop back over to WSP3 real quick. Because GR2 is starting to have an issue. And I'll swap to Bismarck on it on WSP3. See if we get a little bit better view of it. There you can see the higher DBZ in this system. And we'll look at MEHS. Give it a second to pull up. Two and a half inch hail size at this moment in this system right here. 2.5, 2.7. So there's a lot of updraft right here. There's even 2-inch hail back, 2.5-inch hail back here. So this system's definitely got some updraft and pulling it in, producing this big hail. There's a lot of measure detections right here. There's one right here. Strength is 11. Low level rotation is 45 knots. Base height is 13,000 feet. Depth is 20,000 feet. We got another a 5. Base height is 9,000 feet. Depth is 15,000 feet. So let me swap back over to KMBX real quick. I want to look at something. Find the radar site. I'm zooming in now, trying to locate this radar site because they're green and sometimes they get covered up in the display. There it is. See, it was covered up inside the storm. There we go. They've canceled some of the severe thunderstorm warning. It's dropped below severe limits at this time. Okay. That new TVS marker just showed up right here on the severe thunderstorm warning. Got TVS of low level TVS is 6, low level delta velocity is 57 knots, maximum delta velocity 74 knots, base height is greater than 5.9 thousand feet, depth is 22,000 feet. What causes what causes the reflectivity of the thin edge of the gust front? Um, is this rain? I don't see the gust front now. It's gone. Um, it may have moved into drier air. Let me go. Let me check. It's not even picking up on WSB3. It's a small right now, but the reflectivity that's basically is small rain. Um, it's wind, it's rain all together. That's what creates the gust front. Is the push of the outflow boundary. The outflow boundary creates that gust front and reflectivity. But I can see it on WS on GR products. I guess I barely can see it on GR2, but um, radar scope shows it better. But WSB3 is not showing it at this time because it's below their limits of radar algorithm. You notice both their NEXRAD level 2 radar is below the limits of it. You see just a little bit right here. This is where the gust front is at this moment, heading into Valley City. So Is it me or does it look like it's actually trying to fall apart right now? Okay. Well, I got another squall line back here on the backside. Like full H triple R up on this. I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'm gonna walk away for a second. Yeah, I can see it on. Yeah, I've got expert mode on radar scope. I can see it on my radar scope. But as far as this right here, I'll draw it out real quick. What he's talking about, this gust front, is it's right in this area right here right now, approximately. Yeah, it's moving. This is it where it's at right now. It's not showing up on this radar program. I don't because of the algorithms that's set inside the program that we can't control. Um, let's see if MRMS. Well, I've got MRMS. Let me try check National Radar, see if it shows it. Mm-mm. I got all three radar products showing, and it's not picking it up right now. Um, so, so I've got all radar products showing at this moment, but none of it's picking it up. So, like I said, I'm gonna leave it with you for just a few minutes. I'll be right back. Um, I'm gonna be gone long, maybe 5 minutes at the 3 minutes at the most. I'm gonna put on some music real quick. All right, I'm back again. I can say this much: lightning has definitely picked up more in the last little bit than it has any time. Um, yeah, yeah, it's and since our last view of this, let me cut off basic rate MRMS real quick. This line right here is actually started to merge a little bit more with the main system. That's what's happening um, with this is this main line when it merges together. That's when it's going to strengthen. That's when it's going to get worse or at least better. So, but like I said, that's what's going to happen. And you see all of it's moving to the southeast, southeast is because that front is moving it down, moving it in there, and pushing it. So yeah, ooh, I do know there's a couple of chasers in Canada right now that are chasing this system. They are at the border watching this. Um, so, like I said, this is moving to the southeast, and when this converges together, that's when basically the main system is going to lose a little bit of strength. Then it's going to pick up strength, and during that lull between losing strength and the adding of the strength, that's when the outflow drops and it's able to get that inflow. That's when we may see the tornado spin up. When it loses that strength. Central Minnesota significant tornado parameter 11. All right, hold on. NAM nest. Okay, I'm gonna pull up the NAM and we're gonna look at that real quick. Um, so we can look at that. What's going on? I gotta get to it. Hold on 1 second. Like I said, if you're on our Facebook or if you're on our YouTube, any Twitter, feel free to like and share this. Um, Haley, do not jump in my lap tonight. We're looking at 5Z. What time are we looking at right now? It is 8 p.m. So this should be 000. All right. Well, I'm going to show you what we're talking about with the NAM and everything while we're looking at it. We're in kind of a lull real here, right here. Go back to weather sites. Let's go back over to this is This is College of DuPage, COD. This is what we're looking at currently at the moment. This is the dam nest. This is simulated reflectivity. This is your convection products. This is your supercell composite we're going to look at. And there's where they're talking about supercells coming through. You see how it does. Um, at 2Z, which is around 9 o'clock. This is your significant um, supercell composite. These are your tornado parameters. Let me get it moving here. So we're looking at around, probably according to this model. Now models can change throughout. Um, this is your significant tornado parameter, and around 4Z, which is around 11 o'clock tonight, Central Daylight Time, when most people are trying to get to bed, go to sleep. This is when the bad stuff may be happening in central Minnesota. We have a STP of 10.6. Let me see if it gives me a sounding real quick. We'll look at a sounding if it pops up for this area. Let's make sure there's moisture in that area at that time. This is a sounding. Um, did it pull the sounding up? All right, there we go. This sounding looks really good. We have the moisture there. There's the storm slinky. Potential hazard. It has a potential hazard of a tornado, but that can change. This is the 1800 UTC NAM sounding. Let's looking at it real quick. So like I said, it's got the potential at this time to be very significant there in central Minnesota. Um, so let's see if there's anything on Twitter real quick. Um, I don't see anything. See any pictures going through. So I'm just scamming through really, really fast. I'm not stopping. If I see something, I'll show you, but there's really nothing at this moment. So, all right, we'll go back to WSB3. Okay. Like I said, this line is supposed to join this one, and if you watch it, it has gotten closer. I'll let it play. See how it's merging right here, slowly but surely. They just put this severe thunderstorm warning up. For Bemidji, National Weather Service and Grand Forks issued severe thunderstorm warning from northern Hubbard County, southeastern Beltrami County, and eastern Clearwater County in Minnesota till 7:45 p.m. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, penny-sized hail. Expect damaged roofs and siding. Uh, like I said, we're in this lull, waiting for it to basically lose its punch. And when it loses its punch, that's when it's going to start probably getting inflow and rotating and causing major problems. So, um, okay. Cooperstown right now is getting hit pretty hard with a severe thunderstorm warning. Like I said, it's headed towards Fargo right now. Let's see if I got anybody we can listen to in Fargo. Get ready to listen to some count. What county is Fargo, North Dakota in? Um, Cass County, I think. Tell you what, we're gonna listen to let it play real, get it going real quick. We'll listen to Fargo Fire and see what they have to say. It's picking up some speed, yes, as it's losing, but it is picking up some speed. Yeah, I had to find the actual county for it. It's Cass County. So you see if it's playing it all. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not. I'm gonna try to see if it'll play. Um, I'm also gonna pull up NOAA radio.
Cargo fire units on scene. If you're ready, I want you to clear.
Can y'all hear it? We're gonna try to make sure it's not overpowering to me, and y'all can still hear it. Um, but I've got the NOAA weather radio for Fargo also playing. So
9 p.m. Central Daylight Time. The severe thunderstorm warning for Western Steele County is canceled. The severe thunderstorm which prompted the warning has weakened, moved out of the warned area.
Let me see.
Therefore, the warning has been canceled.
Okay, can y'all hear the radio now?
Storm watch remains in effect until 1 a.m. for southeastern North Dakota. The National Weather Service has issued severe thunderstorm watch number 380, effective until 1 a.m. Saturday. This watch includes the following counties in Minnesota: Clay, Norman, and Wilkin, and the following counties in North Dakota: Barnes, Cass, Ransom, Richland, Steele, and Trail. Remember, a severe thunderstorm watch means the conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather, including large hail and damaging winds in and close to the watch area. While severe weather may not be imminent, persons should remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for later statements and possible warnings. Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television outlets, or internet sources for the latest severe weather information.
Okay.
A message for the following counties in North Dakota: Barnes, Cass, Ransom, and Richland. Hot and humid conditions will continue this evening, but with storms and sunset approaching, the heat index values are on their way down. The heat advisory will be allowed to expire. You're listening to NOAA's National Weather Service
All right.
radio station.
I think I turned that off. That was boring.
At a frequency of 162.475 megahertz, transmitting from.
Mute it. It gets worse. I'll turn it back on. So, like I said, I've got it set. They even said it had weakened some. The system had weakened some, but it can at any time. We'll probably start picking it back up as it goes throughout the night. So, like I said, we're going to be here for a while tonight. If anybody wants me to check something, I can. I can pull up something to look at while we're in this lull moment. So okay, they just put any meso discussion. All right. Yeah, so basically he's telling me in my ear right now that they're probably going to extend this out a little bit longer. Um, yeah, I get on. I'm on. I can read off WSP3 if I want to. In fact, I thought I had meso discussions turned on. Oh, that's probably why. I got the meso discussion turned off. There's the latest meso discussion. I had it turned on earlier. So, like I said, now that I turned it back on, we can see what it does. So, all right, let's go here and read this meso discussion that they just put out right here. Yeah, there. Yeah, just saying significant wind gusts are possible and everything. They said we're keeping an eye on everything. That's going on. So there's the meso. And it was talking about this severe thunderstorm watch that was actually being put into the system, put into play, and they may have to extend it further throughout the night as it goes throughout the night. So uh, they said we're going to keep watching it, keep it going. So we're going. So um, make sure it keep it's working still. Is the red a watch or warning? The red is actually a PDS. The reason it's flashing, you see the yellow up here. That's a normal severe thunderstorm warning. Thunderstorm watch. Excuse me. That's a severe thunderstorm watch. The red flashing is a PDS severe thunderstorm watch. They called it a PDS due to the severity of the storms are coming in, and this so that's why it's red flashing. No, not really, James. I've got this set up different than other ones. This is actually two NWS standards. The red, the yellow is your severe thunderstorm warnings. The red yellow box here is a severe thunderstorm watch. The red flashing is a severe. I'm getting my mind confused. The yellow is severe thunderstorm warning right here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. The red flashing is a particularly dangerous watch. They don't put them out much. You don't see them that often. I can only name a couple from this year. Um, but that's the reason it's flashing to bring your attention to it as a PD. Do I think there's going to be a tornado? There's very possible. Right now, it's outflow dominant. It's got a lot of winds blowing outward. If it gets the winds to blow inward in any form, then it will create that circulation, that rotation, and start a tornado. Now, in some of these where we got these meso detections at this moment, such as right here and up here, there could possibly be a brief spin up. Brief spin ups are possible with these MCS QLCS systems and not get picked up by radar. Just because it gets the quick inflow, it rotates and goes away. So it's possible that there could be some that radar doesn't pick up in time. They don't get this. Where do I find this map? Um, this is WSB3. Um, this is WSB3. Is Weather Station 3 version 3. Um, it is $240 a year or $25 per month with an added 10. I pay the added $10 per month for the GLM Lightning subscription. So it's 30 total for this version that you're seeing here right now with the GLM Lightning is $35 a month or $240 a year. But you still have to pay the $10 a month extra um, because GLM is not offered any yearly subscription. It's only offered for monthly. Okay. Um, I really hate seeing tornadoes, to be honest with you, unless it's out in the plains somewhere where there's nothing out there there's nothing going to destroy. I don't like the destruction that it causes. There's nothing we can do to stop it. We're here to alert people as soon as it arises to keep them safe. So basically, that's why we're here. So according to the Storm Prediction Center, this is only their 52 second 50 second PDS severe thunderstorm watch since 1988. I'll get out in a minute. 18 of which were issued in July. The month of June is the first with 19. No other month has had more than 7. In 2019, there were 3. The last in August of 2019. So that's why this is so unusual, is because of that right there. Yeah, this has been the first moderate in a while, risk in a while we've had. Um, yeah, the last high risk, um, The last high risk, you say May 20th, 2019? I thought we had one for, no, we only had moderate in Easter. Yeah, Easter was moderate, but the last high was May of 2019. And I'm getting my info from my crew, my staff in Discord. They're talking my left ear as we speak. So they're keeping me updated on all this information. Yeah, we're starting to get some warnings popping up right now. So it's actually we had a lull there for a moment, but now it's picking back up. See if any of us got tornado possible. None of them has tornado possible on them. They're just regular severe thunderstorm warnings. But let's check velocity real quick with this. I'm seeing really want to check velocity on this one. Yeah, we've had Tornado Alley has been less active this year than any other year. Um, it's usually very active, but May, June, and July this year has been um, it's been it's been really really quiet. So yeah, yeah, they just the busiest time this year was Easter. I mean, that was a long live stream. We were on 12 hours into the morning. Um, and I finally had to turn it off because I actually went to sleep on the love seat here in the office. I took about like a 30-minute nap, and while I was napping, we had tornado warnings, but I couldn't stay up any longer. I had to get some sleep. Yeah, it does feel like 2012 when was nothing, but then it blew up later on. Yeah, I was just told that there's 159 tornadoes on Easter. Minnesota. Yeah, so, but yeah, I remember. Oh, you're fine. I know what you're saying. You're good. I can't spell half the time either. Heck, I'm getting tongue tied tonight. That might be because I got lots of coffee. Okay, Chase Dog, you're not getting my lap. Shit. My dog just come in here, looked at me, tried to say she wanted my lap, and I told her no. Now the other dog comes in here. No, you're not getting my lap either. How do you pull this map up? I've got the radar software. Only way you can get this map if you have a PC and pull it up with that software. It has to have a PC to run it. It does not have mobile or anything else. It's only on PC. And we'll look at. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to swap our GR2A analysis and pull up these two severe thunderstorm warnings because they got some meso detectors in them, and I want to look at them in 3D real quick. So give me a minute. Swap over and look. I'm already right here at it, and you can tell how this is out. This is converging. Also looking at it on GR2. I would tell you the best mobile app for radar is Radar Scope. I've had it since 2008, well 2010 when it came out. Um, if you're looking for a good mobile radar app, Radar Scope, it's $9.99 for the basic, $9.99 per year for Tier One, which is the most common for Tier One, and then you have Tier Two, which is $14.99 a month or $99 a year. You also have Radar Omega, which is good. They have a $8.99 basic version, and then they have 3 tier sets on theirs. But that's the only two I would recommend on mobile is Radar Scope and Radar Omega. One, two, two, three. Um, what's the difference? Tier one basic version doesn't give you much options as it does for tier one. So on radar scope, overshooting echo top, right there where that updraft's going, right where the rotation is. But radar scope is widely used. I don't know what kind of phone you're using or anything, so I really don't know how to tell you to put YouTube in play in the background. If somebody knows, tell them because I currently have no idea. So What kind of radars does it offer? YouTube radar scope offers your basic reflectivity, velocity scans, and also some other stuff too. Well, I can show you real quick. Let's just do this. Now I have radar scope on my laptop. Um, we can swap over it real quick. Show you. This is the pro version of radar scope. Yeah, you can look at radar scope. How do I get a hook? I'm gonna get the hook and monitor. Hey, Arden. I'm not on 24/7. The radars work that way, but I don't go 24/7. This is your basic. This is radar scope tier 1 on PC. We got TBS marker right there. You watch that around Felton. If it's not a false TBS, it may be. Never mind, it's false TBS. I mean, there's some meso detectors back here. We're just trying to get its spin going. Yeah, velocity. Velocity is where you tell what if there's actual rotation inside the storm. That's what we. That's what is used to detect the rotation. But this is what radar scope looks like. This is dual plane view. Um, this is single view. So I'm gonna go back to GR2 real quick to look at this stuff. I want to look at 3D. Special weather statement has been issued here. Hey, Daryl, I see you in there. You can look for a hook echo with only with reflectivity products. That's where you see it. Um, right now, I don't see any hook echoes going at the moment. Um, no. So, but right now we're just looking at if there was a hook, you would see it. Right now, this is a lot of straight line winds occurring. Um, go ahead and swap something real quick. This one is getting a little bit of an inflow. but not much. Um, so I think the last EF5 was last year. Am I right? Same shot. We have one this year. We'll have EF4s. Fast. I know we had EF4 in Brassville, Mississippi this year. So yeah, I want to say the last EF5 was 2019. I think they had one last year. 2013. More. Okay. 2013 Moore, Oklahoma was the last EF5. Rest have been EF4s and under. Yeah. 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 The recent Minnesota storm tornado was an EF4. And when tornadoes occur, there's no way of knowing the rating by looking at the actual radar. You don't know the rating by looking at radar and say, oh, this is what this is what that is. Um, so they have to do a damage survey. Um, yeah. Yeah. All tornado rate the tornado rating is not based on wind speed alone, it's based on damage. So kind of like the El Reno tornado was EF3 only because of the damage that occurred in the rating. Even though it had winds of 295 miles an hour, it's not necessarily busting 80. Um, um, the thing is, this right here, we knew this lull was going to happen. Um, yeah, I like Pecos Hank. He's pretty cool. But yeah, we knew there was going to have like a lull in it, and then it was going to pick back up later on. So Yeah, this is going into Fargo, North Dakota right now. What if I could pick up some cams? Fargo, North Dakota. Mm, North Dakota. Let's see what I can find. See if we can see any North Dakota cameras. If there's anything happening down here. A lot of these cams, ooh, you can't see much on it. A lot of them we're not seeing. I'm not seeing anything on these much. Just a lot of rain. So okay. So it's just got we just got to give it time to fire up. Basically, we do have some two TVS markers at this time right here on this. Um, we got TVS of zoom into it. TVS of 4. Low level delta velocity is 35 knots. Maximum delta velocity is 76 knots. Base height is 3,000 less than 3,000 feet. Depth is 7,000 feet. Then we got another one right here. TVS of 2. Low level delta velocity of 24 knots. Maximum delta velocity of 89 knots. Base depth 3.1 thousand feet. Depth is 23,000 feet. Now let's look at the gust downdraft gust potential with these storms. See what kind of winds we're getting here. There's still some 49, 50 mile per hour, some 60 mile per hour winds in this system, this storm. 50 and 60 mile per hour winds here. Um, there's 64 mile per hour winds right there. Almost 65. So they are creating some damaging winds. So we got some 50 and 60 mile per hour, 50 to 70 mile per hour winds in this system. And as you notice, as the line moves through, they are shortening the thunderstorm watch. So as this line moves south, it's going to they're going to decrease the size of the severe thunderstorm watch. So in these storms, we're moving at 40, 50 mile per hour. Now they're moving at 20, 30 mile per hour. So they are slowing down some, which will help get the inflow flow going and for it to build some more. Yes. There is the potential for these to produce 90 mile per hour wind gusts inside this when it all gets together and it starts moving down south, more south, more into more unstable area, it can start producing up to 90 mile per hour wind gusts. That came from the SPC. Uh, yeah, this still system can still produce those. I mean, we're just basically waiting for it to happen. I know it's boring, but this is part of forecasting and weather is getting to these lull hours with nothing but severe thunderstorm warnings and wait for the other stuff to occur. But that's why they put the PDS watch up was because of the potential for damaging winds, hails, and a few tornadoes are possible. So, okay. Yeah, the next outlook is about to come out. We'll show you what the latest one looks like right now. Whoops. This is what it looks like at the moment. See, we got the level 1 risk, level 2, 3, and this is a level 4. Moderate is a level 4 risk. So the storms are now moving through the level 4 risk area for severe weather. Um, so no, it has not. It's bigger than from the first one they put out this morning. They increased it in the second update today. Mm-hmm. There, it has not popped up on mine yet. Okay, the phase shots just reading it to me. They're saying the low level jet is strengthening, so this should be picking up a little bit with the severity, and the severe threat does continue in this area at this moment inside this watch area. We got TBS at 7 right here. Low level delta velocity 74, maximum delta velocity 74 knots. Base height is less than 7,000 feet. Depth is 5,000 feet. So yeah, this is getting some inflow now into it. So this is moving more to the southeast area. Like I said, we're just watching it and see if there's anywhere y'all want me to look at or anything. I can. I can move the radars. Just let me know. I don't mind it. that's going through Fargo right now, and I couldn't find any good cams for Fargo. In time, the strengthening of low-level jets should provide an increase in ambient shear, and strong instability should continue to support an ongoing severe threat. Any tornado threat across the valley watch areas should be confined to a couple of scenarios. With the Boeing segment and its intersection with the aforementioned warm front across northern Minnesota, and two, with any surface based convection that can evolve near or east of the BIS area, and realize the large cape and 200 to 300 um, of shear, effective shear ahead of the surging outflow. Otherwise, this would be a large hail and damaging wind gusts as the primary hazards, as the, as the primary hazards with ongoing activity. Give current, Given current convection level trends, the Minnesota portion of the MCS multi-convection system should traverse central northeastern parts of the state around 230 to 330 Z. Finally, not all of the ongoing severe convection has cleared Weather Watch 379. So they may temporarily extend this watch later on, but they'll discuss it with the weather forecast officers in that area, let them know what they're doing. But if you notice, it's getting a lot of inflow here. This we're seeing a lot of the TVS markers pop up right now. It's just getting this inflow as it's moving southeast, and that's what's going to possibly do a quick spin up. And it may be that much of a spin up that radar doesn't grab it in time. So, so be weather aware that this can do a quick spin up and go away and not even be warned. Uh, but so I'm gonna give it a little while longer to see what happens. Um, I'll put it in chat real quick. Um, like I said, we're gonna watch it for a little while longer to see what happens. Like I said, it's getting a lot of inflow right now. That's where we're getting the TVS markers. It could be false TVS. Has anybody got any questions for me or anything? I mean, I'll answer what I can at the moment. Have I ever seen a tornado? Personally, no, I haven't. I've seen the destruction of a tornado when I was younger, but personally, I have not seen one. I've seen water spouts, which is actually a tornado over the ocean, over water. I've seen that in Florida on vacation, but I've never seen an actual tornado. I've seen rotation in the clouds. I've seen stuff like that, but not nothing like a tornado. Don't say Chicago never gets any. It's just because it hasn't happened there yet. Um, yeah, yeah. This thing y'all just remind me of something. A lot of people say that metropolitan areas don't get hit because of the buildings. I do know for a matter of fact, 2008, city of Atlanta got hit. I was in the area. Dallas, who, where? Yes, St. Louis Airport got hit. Dallas Fort Worth, Dallas got hit. Tuscaloosa, it hits major metropolitan areas. A fire NATO, they come off like what comes off of like wildfires and stuff like that. I haven't seen a major wildfire to see that, even though I'm a retired fireman. I haven't seen an actual fire NATO in person. I, so I've seen dust devils, but that's basically it. Um, let's see. The SBC just got updated. I'm waiting for an update on my side. No, I believe it. I just want to be able to show it. That's what I'm doing. But what's the green line moving across the radar? Yeah, the green line moving across the radar is what we call radar beam. That's that's what sends out the picks up picks up the radar data. It's the radar loop, radar sweep. It can be called multiple things. So, but that's what we call a radar sweep. Um, yeah, there's been enhanced risk a lot of places. Um, yeah, why does this thing take so long to refresh? Yeah. Yeah, you can see it going velocity mode. You can check out, get the wind speeds. It tells you miles per hour and knots, depending on the mode you got and what you got it set at. There's the new update. Basically, here's the new update. It's done. Here's the new update that just come out. It is refreshed on my screen here. Yeah, it's worth having. I mean, I enjoy Radar Scope. Like I said, I've had it since 2010 when they came out with it. Um, so there's not much of a marginal risk, a level one risk, and level four risk is a little bit. Still got some in North Dakota, South Dakota. There's almost 1.7 million people involved in the level four risk. Includes Fargo, North Dakota, Duluth, Minnesota, St. Cloud, Minnesota, Moorhead, Minnesota, and Andover, Minnesota. The level three risk has got 3.4 million people. Includes Minneapolis, St. Paul, Bloomington, Plymouth, Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Um, the level two risk has got approximately 1.8 million people with Rochester, Minnesota, Eau Claire, Minnesota, no, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, Bismarck, North Dakota, Wausau, Wisconsin, and Mankato, Minnesota. And then the level one risk has Green Bay with 1.2 million people, has Green Bay, Appleton, La Crosse, Winona, Minnesota, and Austin, Minnesota. So there's your risk. Yeah, there's been a lot of severe warnings in those areas this year. It's because a lot of it's coming from Canada, where the lows and the systems have been coming this year. But like I said, this system is it's in Fargo at the moment, um, and it still has the damaging winds as it's moving to the south, southwest, southeast. Here's a summary of it. This is straight from the SPC. Um, a significant severe weather event will continue this evening and overnight over parts of North Dakota and northeast South Dakota, north and central Minnesota, and western Wisconsin. Widespread damaging wind is a primary threat, though large hail and a few tornadoes also remain possible. The northern plains across Midwest, West Central Great Lakes, higher severe probabilities were shifted southward across Minnesota to account for the slightly more southern anticipated motion of the severe MCS tonight. MCS is a multi-convective system, and removed in the wake of the convective system where a substantial cold pool has stabilized the atmosphere. So that's what we're not getting. A cold pool has actually stabilized this atmosphere and took away a lot of the instability that was there earlier that they were counting on, which that happens. Instability, weather changes throughout the day. They can predict this stuff, forecast it, and it just go away. That's the thing of weather. It happens. Um, yeah. Uh, um, Hold on one second, sir, and I'll let you know. A well-developed MCS continues to develop, move east, southeast across central, eastern North Dakota, and northwest Minnesota at 1Z, which is 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Evening mesoallowance is placed in warm front across northern sections of Minnesota, Wisconsin, with a cold front extending southward across western North Dakota, along and south of the warm front and east of the cold front. 7 p.m. soundings and objective analysis show strong to affect extreme surface-based instability beneath a plume of very steep mid-level lapse rates, with moderate westerly flow contributing to a 30 to 40 knot effective shear. Current expectations are for additional thunderstorms to continue to develop ahead of the cold front this evening, with evolving lines surging towards the tri-state region this evening, aided by developing warm advection with a nocturnally strengthening low-level jet developing across southern central Minnesota. A severe MCS/Derecho is expected to move rapidly east across central northern North Dakota, northern Minnesota, northwest Wisconsin, and possibly the western upper peninsula of Michigan overnight. The relatively pristine downstream environment, characterized by a lack of significant pre-MCS convection, suggests a significant damaging wind event will continue well into the overnight hours. Elsewhere, probabilities across the mid-Atlantic region and Montana were removed from this. The threat in those areas has dropped. As far as this moving into Iowa, let me zoom out a little bit. Um, Let me go to day 2 on here. This is day 2. Northern Iowa for tomorrow has got a slight risk. Let's see, this doesn't have day 2 probabilistics. It's not going to show it. But this is, I have to go to the SPC. So if you look at a level 1, level 2 risk tomorrow, Sarah, for your area, for Iowa, you probably could expect damaging winds and possibly some hail, some strong thunderstorms in that area tomorrow as this system moves to the southwest. Okay. All right. Let me go read tomorrow's risk. This thing shot was just telling me something. I'm gonna go read it. Go to SPC. Let's go to day 2. All right. This is the risk for tomorrow. There's a slight risk of thunderstorms over a portion of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region. Scattered severe storms should occur Saturday across portions of the upper Midwest and Great Lakes vicinity. Damaging wind gusts and large hail appear to be the main hazards with these storms, some of which could be significant. Also, a few tornadoes are possible. An MCS will likely be ongoing over a portion of the Great Lakes region, more likely from upper Michigan into Wisconsin, with trailing outflow boundary extending farther southwest into southern Minnesota. Meanwhile, further upstream, a progressive shortwave trough will reside over from eastern North Dakota, southwestern to western South Dakota. The front will continue east and likely extend from northern Minnesota through eastern South Dakota vicinity, central Nebraska into northeast Colorado by early afternoon. The atmosphere in the vicinity of and south of the outflow boundary and east of the cold front will likely once again become very unstable with 3,000, 4,000 joule per kilogram Cape, ml Cape, supported by rich, low-level moisture and steep lapse rates. Initial thunderstorms will most likely develop near intersection of the cold front and remnant outflow boundary from southwest South Dakota into southwest Minnesota. This region will reside within belt of strong mid-level winds supporting 30 to 40 knot effective bulk shear. Discrete supercells will likely be the threat for large to very large hail and a few tornadoes possible as well. Eventually, storms should evolve into an organized MCS with an increasing threat for damaging wind, some of which can be significant. Considerable uncertainty still exists regarding where tonight's MCS and outflow boundary will have the most impact on Saturday's pre-storm environment. Will therefore leave a slight risk for now. However, an upgrade to enhanced will probably be needed for a portion of this region in upcoming day one outlooks. I'm good. I was just reading a lot. I didn't want to take time. So basically what they're saying is as this evolves throughout the night, it's going to get it's going to pick back up again tomorrow. Um, and the area I showed that had the level 2 risk will again evolve, and they may have to put in it level 3 risk to cover it. So, so what it's going to do is tomorrow is going to be ever changing. So we'll just gotta watch it tomorrow and see what happens. Um, and I don't know if I'll be able to go live tomorrow or not. I got some things planned tomorrow. What do levels mean? Levels, like I say, Sean just said, risk. Um, let me put the SBC back on here for you. Okay, this is level. This is the risk I'm talking about. You have this light green here is your thunderstorm risk. This is marginal. This area. Then you have your slight. Then you have your enhanced, and then your moderate. Thunderstorm risk is a level 0, basically. Um, yeah. Be honest with you, I've seen a lot of severe storms happen in this area. Not only that, there has been tornadoes happen in a general thunderstorm risk this year. Just because there's no risk doesn't mean don't expect it. It can still happen. Tornadoes can occur at any time within any type of severe weather. Um, what I call a level 1 risk is marginal. Level 2 risk is what they call slight. Level 3 is your enhanced. Level 4 is your moderate. There's a level 5 high risk, but we currently don't have one at this moment. But that's the levels I use: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's easier for most people to understand it than hearing thunderstorm, moderate, thunderstorm, marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate. If you hear a level 4 risk, you're more apt to understand it and understand it's a severe risk, something you need to keep an eye on. So that's why a lot of your local meteorologists are using level risk: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what they're trying to go to. It's a lot easier to understand, the general public to understand that type of risk. So, so like I said, that's what the risks are for. I call the risk levels: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, the SBC is not changing the way they're doing things. They're going to stay with their risk, as they call it. In which the SBC, who does all of these risks, they're the elite of the meteorologists. They're the ones that have done a lot of severe weather studies. Um, that's all they do is severe weather. So I have a lot of, we all have a lot of respect for them in their work. Um, so, like I said, they're the ones that put this stuff out. They are the best of what they do. So, but all right. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night on the stream. I want to thank everybody that's come in and joined us tonight and everything. Um, so, but like I said, I appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Again, stay weather aware. This is going to be moving throughout the night into tomorrow. Um, watch out for damaging winds, hail, um, possible tornadoes that can happen, can occur. Um, so, but like I said, if you'll join our Discord, I think this invite works. If I type it, we'll type in the right spot. It might work. Um, like I said, or you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or I'll give you another. I think that's it. Discord, Facebook, Twitter. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. If you want to join us, follow us on any of those. We put out weather information all the time on those through our social media. Um, and keep you up to date. So, like I said, thank y'all for joining us. Um, y'all have a good night, and we'll catch y'all on the next live stream. So, but y'all have a good night. Stay safe. Stay weather aware. Talk to you later.